Hell of a thing, a bus driver loses it, attacks a student on the bus. Put up the picture full mask. Hell of a thing. Hell of a thing. A Louisiana school bus driver, his name is Miles Jenkins. He has been released on bond after an incident in which he decided to assault a student during his route on Monday, October 30th. Video recorded by another student captures the bus driver slapping and choking the young male student. Jenkins is now facing charges of only simple battery, should be more. A driver for first student, the school bus contractor hired by Jefferson Parish Schools, Jenkins is seen pushing the Marrero middle school student after the child attempts to leave his seat on the bus, okay? Jenkins then decides to slap the child across the face before the child fights back and pushes the bus driver. Now, at this point, you see the other pictures. The older man, the bus driver, the mature individual, he decides to smash the young child into the bus window. And it looks at this point as if he is being choked. He's choking him, okay? A voice off screen yells for Jenkins to get off him, but he does not until a bit later, right? This is at this point, obviously, a full abuse situation, in my opinion. The boy's father reported the incident to the authorities. And Jenkins was arrested on Tuesday, October 31st, by the Jefferson Parish Sheriff's Office for his conduct and was given a $500 bond. Jenkins was released without paying, and the bond because the jail was overcrowded. Since the incident, the man has resigned, is preparing to defend himself against these abuse charges. First Student, the private bus company licensed to provide transportation for the students in the district, alleged that Jenkins had been trained, gone through federal and national risk management security screening, and still acted out of policy. A person spoke on behalf of the company and said, at First Student, we invest heavily in the comprehensive training and ongoing development of our bus drivers. They receive an average of 40 hours of training before operating a bus, which is more than double the federal requirement. Drivers also go through regular enhancement training during their tenure with the company. We monitor driver performance daily and conduct annual evaluations. Well, hell, they do more than what the police do. A representative of the school district, Keela Lewis, said the buses are under the school board's transportation vendor, which means they are contractors. And all bus drivers who transport our Jefferson Parish School students undergo state and federal background checks, and added that there is training they must also undergo to work with kids. Once reported, district and school disciplinary policies are followed, and if necessary, appropriate disciplinary actions are taken. Lewis said the district also stated it would be working with the JPSO to ensure that justice is met for the child. Authorities are investigating the incident, have not released information regarding what led to the altercation. There is nothing. There's absolutely nothing that can justify an adult doing that to a child on a bus at all. Nothing. It doesn't matter. I don't care if there was something said, something uttered, doesn't make a difference. And when you look at the video, it is clear the bus driver, well, he is the physical aggressor. He is the example. He is the adult. He is the leader. This has, in my opinion, very little to do with training. For the most part, bus drivers, and I've had some great bus drivers are really cool. They connect, they talk, sometimes they're even funny. But this is abuse, period. And for him to go this extreme, to literally looking as if he's attempting to choke the life out of a baby. All right. Should have been arrested on the spot same day. The father had to actually file charges or go to the magistrate to get these charges done. David, thoughts here?
I've got two kids, a 6-year-old and 10-year-old, who ride the bus to school every day and ride it home. And I know full well just how crazy and overwhelming the energy and the screaming on a school bus can be. And I sympathize with bus drivers who feel like things are out of control. But the fact is, there is a remedy for school bus drivers if somebody does misbehave. There is a reporting mechanism in every school district in the country. There are video cameras. There's all sorts of ways that school bus drivers, if they're dealing with a student who's misbehaving, can actually go through the proper channels to have that student either suspended or disciplined. For a school bus driver to take this into his or her own hands is simply outrageous. And I think it gets to your point, Dr. Richey. This guy should have never been a school bus driver to begin with. He should never be around children. This guy has got some clear emotional, psychological problems. And the fact that he's been around children for as long as he has is frightening. And think about those kids who were on that bus who had to witness that awful experience. I hear from my kids all the time if the school bus driver is mean to them and how much that disturbs them. Imagine how much more disturbed the other children are going to be, and this kid is going to be for decades, for years, because this bus driver decided that he couldn't control things. There are victims here, and it's not just the man who lost control. It's also the young man, the child that he attacked, and also the other kids who were on that bus.
Yeah, and bus drivers have a lot of authority. If they say, listen, this kid is suspended from my bus route, that's pretty absolute. I've never really seen a bus driver be over written on that particular directive. So if it was a problem, he could have simply made the order happen and said, this particular kid cannot ride on my bus again if there was a problem to that extreme.